So first of all, the most important is the definition of corporate social responsibility, which is what guides us towards the achievement of SDGs. So as the European Commission said, official definition, corporate social responsibility is the voluntary integration of by companies of environmental and social concerns in their commercial activities and in the way they relate to their stakeholders. What this means is that a company that integrates corporate social responsibility in its activities will therefore seek to have a positive impact in the way by the activities of its business model in society, while being, of course, economically viable. So there's no contradiction between sustainability and revenue or profit. And we at the Societe Generale Group, we are certain of that, and this is our mission. And as stated by our CEO, Frédéric Oudéa, we are fully committed to accompany the transition of our societies and economies to a more sustainable future. What this means is that in every geography where we will perform our activities, we will make sure that we contribute in a positive way towards transformation. We can talk about sustainable mobility, for example, where we definitely want to be an actor, and we can definitely talk about the transition to a low-carbon based economy, where we also want to be an important actor. So, with our corporate social responsibility, we are especially addressing, or let's say modeling our business towards the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals stated by the United Nations, in, of course, partnership with our clients, society, and all the stakeholders. Well, Russia is also a signatory of the Paris Agreement Accord and its objectives, and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So we are definitely playing a role in Russia through our RUSS bank subsidiary, which is an important universal bank in the Russian territory. How does it translate essentially? Well, Russia is an essential player of the energy world market, both at demand and supply end. Russia concentrates a lot of technology, natural resources. So we want to accompany the Russian market and its also its clients and all the large corporates in that energy transition. Societe Generale is determined to be a partner in that energy transition part. So this is the way we think it translates in the Russian market. Well, I think that the COVID crisis has shown us or underlined or even very intensively, very graphically put in front the great fragilities and inequalities that exist in our societies. So how do we see that? I mean, we see it because the impact of the COVID crisis has been different in different segments of society, depending on how well equipped you are in terms of healthcare, infrastructure, or access. We remember the Social Development Goals, or SDGs. We know that one of them is reduce inequalities. The other one is clean water and sanitation, or another one is health and well-being for everybody. So I think that this is the moment where we can realize that if we have taken real concrete steps towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, maybe the crisis would have had another effect, or we could have contained the impact of such a health crisis in a different way. And the cost, I mean, usually how we justify the delay in the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals is because different stakeholders of society put in front the cost of adapting, of the cost of transitioning. Well, I mean, only in France, the social cost of the health crisis is more than 30,000 lives, and the economic cost in France has been 12% of GDP a reduction of 12% GDP in the first half of the year 2020. So I think the cost is no longer an argument. Okay, COVID has shown us that we need to act on SDGs, we need to scale up, and if we want to avoid a future similar crisis, and let's not forget that there is a looming economic crisis coming as a consequence of the health crisis, we need to act on the SDGs. And definitely, this is something that is clear for the corporate social responsibility strategy of the SG Group, and it's something that all our subsidiaries, including Rosbank, of course, for Russia, are going to implement. And we want to pass this message to all our clients and also other stakeholders, society, our employees, definitely, on how we can use our know-how and use our leverage in society to progress towards the achievement of SDGs. Well, I think we need to go back to the definition of sustainable development, and as per the definition of the Blatton Report of 1987, sustainable development is the ability of develop today, so our generation, without compromising the ability of future generations to develop. So everybody is involved in this objective of sustainable development. All stakeholders, businesses are not an exception. On the contrary, they're a player. They're an important player in this compromise towards a better future for the generations of our children and our grandchildren. Businesses have the capacity to generate the innovations that will allow us to live that better future. Businesses can be sources of also human power, of empowerment, of equality, of education. So definitely businesses have an important role to play. Now, we are seeing that all these businesses see today the pressure of other stakeholders in this transformation, okay, not of society in general, but how do businesses accept the moment, integrate ESG criteria, environmental and social governance criteria, how businesses address climate change, how businesses address social transformations, is going to determine that capability of making a sustainable development or not. At the SG Group, we have understood that very well, and it has become our purpose, building a better and sustainable future through responsible and innovative financial solutions. That is our purpose. And it's not only SG Group, but Rosbank also. A conclusion will be Rosbank joins the SG Group's ambition on sustainable banking, and it's investing to become the leading sustainable bank in Russia. Not only by implementing measures that reduce the carbon footprint of our activity, or an environmental and social risk management process, or a responsible employer policy, but also by supporting social entrepreneurship and developing innovative, sustainable and finance solutions for our clients. We know that the Sustainable Development Goals cannot be achieved by only one actor. All stakeholders need to contribute, and Rosbank is definitely going to contribute to the ecosystem of positive impact to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in Russia. So, as I was saying, the SG Group is a leading bank in sustainable and positive impact finance. The first positive impact finance deal signed with the client of the mining sector was signed by the SG Group with a Russian client. Our Rosbank colleagues have integrated this know-how and are, as we speak, developing innovative, sustainable financial solutions for our clients. We will play a role in Russia. We will play a role of transformation, and our Rosbank colleagues have enthusiastically adhered to this ambition. They are currently advising clients and ready to be an active participant in the adaptation of their business models towards the implementation or the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals.